Hello.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Rundgren Radio Virtual Vision. What were you going to say, Cruiser Mel?
Just hello. Wasn't that groovy, cool,
Hello, it's you.
zen kind of music?
It's a little too zen for me,
A little bit, yeah.
for a
We
fun
don't
show.
get to choose that, y'all.
No, we like the old one. Anyway, all right, so we got an exciting show for you tonight, and we have Carol D'Amico already waiting. She's so excited to talk about last night, Ventura show. She's headed to the LA show at the Wiltern. Some good seats available for that show. If you haven't got any yet, still a couple of minutes if you're in the LA area. So tonight, this is a spoiler show. So do not watch this show. Do not listen to this show if you do not want to know what last night's concert was like. If you don't want to know the set list, if you don't know how they were singing, who sang what, we're going to show videos. We're going to talk to people about it, and that's going to be fun. But real quick, before we get Carol on, look at these. These are my lanyards for the parties. They match the poster, Boston and Akron. How
Show
cool
the
is that?
lammies, though. Show the
Isn't that
lammies.
fun? Yeah.
Those are just that's
It's
just
just the lanyards. I don't have the laminates yet. You
Mm.
know. So we have a contest. That's what you're looking at back here. Mike Adrian, MA4 Utopia, has an unbelievable bootleg collection and other things that he collects, with Todd. And he's unloading these, and we are giving them away. So if you comment in the chat room, you're in the contest, and we'll figure out a way to figure out who the winner's going to be. We're going to do 2 winners tonight. You get 5 shows. We're going to do this about 10 times. So all good.
Do you remember during the evil COVID, and we had I don't know what we called it, a collectibles show or something like that?
Fan cave.
Fan cave. Yes, that's right. Oh my gosh, just so much stuff he's got. But apparently he's having a clearance or something.
He's nice enough to give it away. It's really nice. If you win, it's $6 to get it shipped. That's it. Free. Everything else. CDs are free. Okay. All right. We've got a lot to talk about.
The tour began.
And before we do that, don't forget Akron party, Boston party, RundgrenRadio.tix.com. We'll talk about that later. For now, let's get on with Carol D'Amico Delamitri III. What's up?
Hi, guys.
Hey, you got the phone like John had on videos last night. You got to flip that thing sideways.
Oh, yeah, I never do that. I don't know why.
Nobody does.
Got to landscape that thing.
I don't know why. It doesn't occur to me, I guess.
Yeah. It's all right.
So it looked like you guys ran into a lot of old friends last night, and you seemed to like the show.
It was really fun. It was really fun.
Okay.
I mean, there were so many Todd fans. We were all together.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and, we had pockets of different, people were meeting up with dinner with different groups of people, but we all met up in line, and that's when all the social activity starts, and it just, everybody gets so excited, and you meet new people in line, and then we all went in, and it was really cool inside because it was general admission by section, so it depends on what ticket you bought. So if you bought pit, it was general admission in the pit. So it didn't really matter like when you lined up outside, because somebody behind you in line could have been in the cheapest seats, right? Mm-hmm. So it was really casual. When they opened the doors and everybody walked in, the pit was like so empty, and all the meet and greet people went in first. But they didn't even want to sit in the front row because they were kind of looking up. Like Ruth was in the front row, and she moved 3 rows back because she said it was hurting her neck too much. Uh-huh. So we sat next. We could have even gone in the second row, but I kind of felt the same way. The stage was high.
So we stayed in Ventura. That wasn't stand up.
Yeah, no, it was seated. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, it was seated. And so I sat next to Ruth all night, and everybody was around us. We had Tina Heffernan behind us, and Barb, and we were with Dave Peter. I mean, everybody was just, we were all together. And then there were people in the section behind us, but you're just a couple of arm lengths away. And it was so super fun. And everybody was really excited. And you know what? The show was really, really great. I mean, it's mellow, but it's emotional because the music is emotional, and the lyrics, and they're singing their hearts out. Mm-hmm. They're singing the lyrics like they're feeling it, you know?
It
What would
feels
you
like
say?
when what? Oh, sorry, Doug. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the whole thing I've thought about since this tour was announced is it's a grown up show. It makes you feel like a grown up. You know, you're not going to go out there with the devil horns, and it just makes you feel like an adult. And I don't know a better way to put it. Sorry, I should have shut up.
Were there other people there that weren't for Todd that you think a lot of people that were there maybe to see somebody else or just to see it because it was Bert, or do you think it was all Todd fans like a Akron show?
Well, it was a heavily Todd because almost everybody around us we knew.
Mhm.
And but I believe there were people there. I mean, people were screaming out "chasm" like all night, "chasm" like at the top of their lungs, and there were people there. I think not for other people performing because they're not so well known, but because it was a Burt show. I
Mhm.
believe there were people that didn't know, maybe not Todd very well, but I do think that the good majority were Todd fans. And it was really great. I mean, the whole vibe in the entire place, like everybody, I think everybody in the place knew that the performers were nervous because it was the first night and they were
Mhm.
working out, Bert's lyrics and his songs, they take a lot of twists and turns. It's not easy to sing. And um people know that. And I think that everybody was just applauding like wildly, no matter who performed or what they did for encouragement.
Mhm.
Because there was some funky stuff going on with the mics in the
Mhm.
first set. The mics, like you could hear them sing, and you hear a couple of words like clearly, and then it sounded like they were whispering. And
Mhm.
at first, I thought, and it happened the first song. Todd comes out and does the first song,
Okay.
and when I couldn't hear like the next couple of words. I didn't know if it was Todd or what, but it happened with almost every song. At least that was my opinion. And when we had intermission, I asked a bunch of people, did you guys notice that the mics, something's wrong with the mics? Because it was happening with everybody. Like
Uh-huh.
Tori would sing, and there are these highs with the Karen Carpenter songs, and it's coming and you can't wait to hear it. And then all of a sudden it would be soft. And it's not because she wasn't singing it. It's because I think something was with the mic. So when we all came back after an intermission, it was all worked out. Like somehow the second set was so upbeat, and the production was so much better as far as the sound.
Mhm.
So the Ventura is not known for their sound. It's never really been a good place for sound. It's sort of a dump.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
did
we know. We've
Tori
been there.
Oh,
did
I've
Tori
been there.
do how many Carpenter songs do you remember that Tori do? She
I
did at
think
least
she
one,
did
right?
two.
Really? That's
I think
awesome.
I think she did two only. Um,
Okay, good. Nothing wrong
I
with that.
can't remember the first one, but the second one was the one that you told me when we talked on the phone.
Close to you. Gotta be. Yeah, close to you.
They long close to you. Yeah, they long
Mhm.
to be close to you. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
So
second one.
did you do the meet and greet?
I did not, but Ruth did,
Okay.
and she said she's done a lot of meet and greets, and she said that it was really like she said she's never been in a meet and greet that was so fast. Like she's like, you
No.
just walk down this line and it's over. Like
Did everybody participate in the ensemble? Did she tell you?
she didn't tell. Did she tell you, John?
I I just I
I don't know where John
I
is.
think she said that it was everybody. Yeah, it was the
Oh, everybody was in the meet and greet, is what
yeah.
John is saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
And she did a great
Good.
photo, probably.
Get a photo
Yeah.
chance. She get a chance to do a photo with them. Yeah.
So she really didn't have any time to talk to Todd.
No,
No.
she didn't get any of that.
No autograph, no nothing. Okay.
No. No,
Anybody
it comes in
surprised
the
you?
it
What's
comes
that?
in the gift package when they get the poster. It's signed or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the signed version.
Did anybody surprise you singing last night or doing anything that just kind of blew you away?
Yeah. Wendy.
Wendy? Oh, really?
Wendy,
Okay, good.
awesome.
She stole the show. I'm sorry. She stole the show. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm not really that much into soul.
Mm-hmm.
She changed my mind last night. I'm telling you, she blew me away. Particularly, she did a duet, and I can't remember the name of the song because I'm actually sure I'm not even sure I knew the song, but
Mhm.
I might have known it a little bit. But she did this duet with the saxophone player. I can't remember his
Woody.
name.
Woody. It's on my
Woody.
own.
Trombone. Yeah, trombone. And I had chills going up and down my arms. Like I couldn't even, first of all, the duet was unbelievable, but her vocals, she was just spot on, like, and it wasn't over the top kind of, she's got a really powerful voice. It wasn't over the top. It was
let's
just
take a listen.
perfect.
That's so good. That's what blew me away was Woody. I was expecting you maybe say Woody because there's a couple other clips we have, and singing that got to be difficult.
Definitely. I think all of Bert's songs are difficult. It's just a miracle. I mean, these performers are fantastic. Like they're really doing a good job for really hard songs to sing. But Wendy nails it. It is so natural for her. Like she's amazing. She blew my mind, really. That's awesome. Say she stole the show last night, but everybody was good. Todd, of course.
Did Todd ever get his guitar out? I think it probably not.
He didn't get not foamy but he played an acoustic with Chasm when they did Boats and Trains and Planes, which is it's so heartfelt. It's so cute. The two of them together are on this mic. They're sharing a mic and they're both sitting on stools. They're both sitting on stools really close together. And it's really cute. And they just nailed it, just so.
Do you know anything about that song, actually, Carol? Because that one was new to me. I don't know that song.
I didn't know it either until I saw the rehearsal clip that they posted. Yeah. And then, of course, I've been listening to it nonstop. So now I know it.
Was it in a movie or? I mean, should
I
be ashamed that I don't know it?
No, I don't think it was in a movie. I think it was. I don't know who originally. I don't know who originally sang it, but Fountains of Wayne covered it, and I think I don't know if you read one of the interviews, but Todd said that they wanted Chasm and Todd to do the Fountains of Wayne version, and they did to a T. Because then I sought out their version.
How about it?
So good. Oh, so good. Todd nailed God Give Me Strength. That's a hard one.
I was hoping he would get assigned that song.
Yeah. I mean, he kept talking about he would, but there was also an interview, Carol, you showed me one time, and it turned out it looks like the writer assumed that Todd was going to do Hello, It's Me. I'm going to take it. He did not.
He did not.
All Bert.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
all Bert.
There it is. There's the news flash right there.
Yeah.
Don't go if you want to hear Hello, It's Me.
Yeah. How about somebody taking liberty and making that up? That wasn't very nice. Guitar player.
That's pretty crazy that somebody would do that. That's just weird.
So where are your seats tonight?
Tonight we're in the orchestra to the side on the aisle. I think we're in row like H or something like that. We're not too close. We're not too far. Last night we were in the third row center. So that was really special. The Wiltern is hard to get close unless you wait until an hour before you go to the show and then they open up the front row seats. The Wiltern's always sort of been a challenge to get good seats. It's always been like that. And then we're going to the Del Mar show and we have second row center.
Nice.
for that too. So we're okay with, tonight. And but I'm assuming that any video we take won't look as good because we're going to be sort of to the side.
Yeah. Well, we look
But-
forward to seeing them. Everybody was excited that wants to see that. Not everybody does, of course, but
Yeah.
we appreciate the scoop. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Right.
It was really, really fun.
I do have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was on yours or John's page or somebody's page last night. Now I'm 2 hours ahead of you, and it seemed kind of late to me, but all of a sudden one of you guys put up it's intermission now, and I thought that was a really long first set. Was I just making that up, or is it?
No,
It went long.
it went long. And then
It seemed a lot longer. We were like, well, if we're gonna have an intermission, why are we still going at this point? Because it was pretty long. But I don't know. Maybe they got nervous. They thought that they needed to get through a certain bit of the show with everyone there, and not, some people might not come back to their seats if they thought they got enough. So, if you would have left before the second set, you wouldn't have the show really went over the top more in the second set.
Yeah.
I didn't start sharing anything until the second set. I didn't share anything from the first set.
Again, the mics were weird. The sound was weird. And by the second set, it was just rocking. And the vocals were coming through so strong in the second set. And just it's almost like it came together in the second set. The intermission was 20 minutes. And there's 2 encores. And by the way, Chasm nails his songs too.
He has a few, yeah.
Yeah, he has a few, and he nails them all. And it's really fabulous. It's going to be a banger by the time we get to Akron, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's just going to get better. You know it will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We all have fun over there in LA.
Thanks.
See you. Peace out.
I can't wait to see you guys soon next
It's gonna
week.
be fun.
Yes, next week. And
Can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So, Cruise Mail, let's play Chasm's bit, which you mentioned real quick, and then we got Laura B. Wells is going to come talk to us. And we had Carrie Pearson. She's disappeared, but she'll come back. So we got Laura coming up next. It's only about a 30-second clip. This is Mr. Sultan. Here we go.
If not just done.
How about it?
I love that song.
I like that video clip because you can see Rob was really getting into it, but you got to see a lot of the people versus just one person.
I
You
agree.
can see what it kind of get a feel for what it looks like on stage. Very cool.
By the way, Doug, I'm glad you're putting your what do you call it, the legend down at the bottom of the screen of whose page they can go to watch.
Yes, you can find us on YouTube. If you're, if you're looking to see the full videos, which I would highly recommend. All
Well,
right.
if you're watching our show, you've already been spoiled. So
There it is. All right. We got Laura and Carrie in here. What's going on, ladies?
Hi.
How are y'all?
Welcome.
Hi. I haven't seen either of you in a really long time.
Why not?
I was at Toddstock. That was a long time ago.
The first one?
The first one, yes.
Ooh, yeah, that's been a bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to ask me questions? Or
Yeah, we would love to. What did you think about the show last night?
Well, I'm still riding the high of it. I've been a Todd fan for a really long time, so I knew that he could do these songs. I also grew up with a single mom who loved Burt Bacharach, so it was great to have the Burt Bacharach songs. And I just thought it was a real class event, very, very classy. I was telling my partner that this would be a great first date or a great 50th date.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, in addition to Todd and Chasm and that great guitar, and like no spoiler alerts, but they do that. I think everybody knows that song. And what else? Just some of the other, I mean, all of the other musicians were great.
Do you think it was mostly Todd fans there?
Yeah, really good question. I bumped it. I live in Ojai, Ventura County. So I bumped into some people I knew who were there. One really good friend of mine, I didn't know was going. And he said he'd never seen Todd before, but he's really excited to see him now after all these years because he loves his energy. And I took my partner who knows Todd because of me, and he enjoyed himself. And we saw Todd in Ojai last June. And Todd, and then the people in front of me were great Todd fans, really great. And they had driven down from Monterey. The guy behind me, good friend of mine, has been into Todd and loves Laura Nero, goes way back to the 60s with the Naz. I did see some people there that I recognized kind of closer to the stage. Definitely Todd fans, one from Todd Stock. And then, there were just, a lot of people of our, the certain generation.
Was it crowded?
And there were Burt Bacharach fans there too, for sure. Yeah.
Was it super crowded or about halfway sold out? What do you think it was audience-wise?
It was more crowded than I have seen that particular venue.
Right.
It's pretty big, but it also has this feeling of like it was an old vaudeville something or another back in the 20s type of thing. And so, yeah, I've seen it less crowded. I was really pleased with the number of people there.
Do you plan on seeing the show again?
I don't think I can. I can't drive down to LA tonight. And he's not going up north. I think he's playing in a place called Del Mar, California.
Near San Diego, yeah. I think,
no, I think this is going to be it. But I'm thrilled, and I just love it. I love it. Highly recommend it. If anybody out there is on the fence, don't be on the fence. You have to go. You have to go. It's amazing. A total class act.
Very good. So I saw on someone's video just a sneak peek that Michelle Rundgren was in the audience. Did you happen to bump into her while you were there?
No, I did not.
Oh, you did not?
No, but that would have been great to have seen her. I like bumping into her. I think she's so sweet and so generous with everyone.
Yeah. I wonder if she's on the whole tour, or if it was just the couple of nights this weekend. Nobody knows.
Well,
we don't know yet.
So sorry, what?
I just said we don't know yet. All we know is she was at that show last night. So.
Well, I suspect that tonight there will be a lot of industry people at that one. When I've gone to see Todd at the Wiltern, I went there over 10 years ago and saw him, and Ringo Starr was in the audience. So at those LA shows, there do tend to be the industry insider types peppered in the audience. But,
oh yeah. There's a lot of comps from the record industry folks for sure at that. Did you have a favorite song last night or favorite singer that kind of surprised you maybe?
Oh, I love that question. Gosh, let me think. Everything really. On my personal Facebook page, Laura B. Wells, going there. I think I've made it public maybe so anybody can see it. I put up some clips. So of course, the one that everybody's been sharing, the finale song, that Todd introduces, What the World Needs Now, that was just, brought tears to my eyes. Chasm doing This Guy's in Love, amazing, amazing, really amazing. Yeah.
So, it's like that song was just suited for him. Perfect.
Yeah. It really, and he did great with the Naked Eye song in the 80s, which I did not know that Burt Bacharach had written that song. I like the guy, what's his name? Woody, who plays the flute. And am I allowed to mention this?
You say, that's what we're doing. We're spoiling. Anybody watching knows what they're getting into.
Okay.
Real quick, Carol said in the chat room before I forget that Michelle said she's going to be at all the shows now. So.
Okay. Okay,
cool.
Great. Okay.
Right.
The Woody, the flute player and the singer, saxophone player. I loved the work that he did. I put a clip up on my feed, and The Look of Love, the drummer. She sang that one, and that was really smooth.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Classy, really classy.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. Did
Yeah.
they do Always Something There to Remind Me?
Yes. Chasm sang that one.
Oh, is that right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did great on that one too.
Haven't seen a video of that yet. That's
I don't
good. So
think
what
I
did you
have
think about
either.
the lady drummer?
Yeah, so she was really good and tight. Everybody seemed to be actually at the top of their game. And Todd always at the top of his game, coming out back from Australia and my adopted homeland of Japan, where I lived for a long time. I know
Mhm.
he's been, probably jet lagged, but he was at the top
Yeah.
of his game. And the lady drummer, top of her game. She was actually in the lobby after the show, so she was very
How fun.
accessible, talking to people.
She
And
she
Except
you
for
know,
being
she
on this show.
yeah,
sorry, what?
she wouldn't come on this show. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Oh,
She was too
wow.
busy.
Okay.
Her manager said anyway. Well, now
Oh.
what did you think about Tori doing Carpenters? Had you ever heard her do Karen Carpenters?
No, and that song was really good for her register. I thought. I
Mhm.
think one has to have a good register to sing that song. Like Karen Carpenter had that
Mhm.
kind of, and so yeah, she was kind of like a little bit one register higher, maybe if you could be higher or lower register, but
Mhm.
she maintained it throughout the entire song. So it was really beautifully done. And I thought she was great. And that particular song out of the ones she did stood out for me.
Awesome. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So does Rob or does
Yeah.
anyone kind of narrate the show and say, okay, now the next person coming
Yes,
out
he
is
does. He does. Well, no, he doesn't, like, he's not like an MC, but he does a little bit of commentary. So he said, a couple of times he would say, yeah, a lot of people tell me, oh, I didn't know Burt Bacharach did that. I didn't know Burt Bacharach wrote that song, and that's a Burt
Mhm.
Bacharach song. And then at one point he said, how many songs do you know or that you've heard tonight that you didn't know were Burt Bacharach songs? And then he introduced the show by saying that Burt Bacharach had a 7-decade run as a songwriter, 7 decades, and how amazing that was. And so he peppered the show, both the first and the second half with these comments. And yeah, but
Let's
he
listen
did,
to
yeah.
let's listen to Todd sing that finale you said. This is only about a minute clip. Again, if you want to see these, you can go to YouTube. I'm gonna hook you up with where to do that. This is, I thought, really well done. I was wondering who was going to end up singing the song. Of course, it makes sense. It's Todd. Check this out, folks. We'll be right back.
What that world needs now, oh sweet Lord, that's the only thing that can just bring about the world needs now, the sweet love, no, not just for some, but for everyone. No, we don't need love now. There are and I'm sorry tonight.
Like it.
Doug, you tease.
Was that the encore you said, Laura?
That was not the encore. That was what I call the finale. The encore, can I tell you what the song was?
Sure, please.
Raindrops keep
Keep
on.
following him. Who sings
Okay.
that? Everybody? Or
Todd, I think.
Todd started singing it and then everybody came out.
okay.
But he
Now,
started it as a solo.
how was his songs, or some of them, even though you might not know he did them, are so well known? Did people in the audience sing along too much, or was everybody pretty cool about letting Todd sing and everybody else?
I think the latter. I think everybody was pretty cool about letting him sing. Yeah. I couldn't help myself though. I had to sing a few times, to sing a couple of bars of, I'm sure people, that happened, but it didn't like affect the show or the audience experience.
That's great. Very good.
One thing I would love to just say, for me, it's when Todd sang the word, everyone in what the world needs now, when he sang that word, not just, but for everyone. That is so classic, beautiful Philly soul, Todd. And my heart just melted when it got to that. Oh my gosh, y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's quite timely too.
Oh
yeah. So I
yes,
mean,
yes,
perfect.
A complete balm for my spirituality and my soul. And yeah, I think I'm going to sleep really well tonight. So
good for you. I'm sorry you're not going to see more shows. Maybe you'll get to. You never know.
Yeah, I really appreciate y'all having me on, and I want to say hi to everybody. And again, please, if you're on the fence, don't be on the fence. It's just classy. It's just beautiful and classy. And I heard somewhere that this was the genesis of this idea came from Todd. I don't know if that's, the case or whatever, but yeah, whoever had the idea.
It was a good one.
So a good one. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. All right, Laura. Well, have a good night's sleep. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Good to see you again, by the way.
Thank you, Mel.
Todd Stalker. Love it. All right, Cruiser Mel. So
Kari's having a little trouble coming in and out, isn't she?
Yeah, hopefully she'll come back. Babs asked if they did Arthur's theme last night, which
over the moon, over the moon over New York City or whatever.
So I grabbed one of those clips because it's really good. So check it out. Cruiser Mel, now you know what a saxophonist is.
Well, he's a good one, and a good singer, very good. When he was on our show, he said he was a good singer. Now we know.
It's his stuff. I think that's going to surprise a lot of people, and they're going to really enjoy it. Because those are tough ones to sing. He did.
I actually did not know that was a Bacharach song till right this minute. So.
That's why I was kind of surprised they didn't add Christopher Cross to this tour, but I guess, then they would have had to be thinking about adding Dionne Warwick and everybody else. They want to do it different. So, all right, well, let's see a couple another video at least. And then if she doesn't come back, we'll go talk to George. I want to, I really like this song, and this is a good way to show a little bit of Wendy. So
what did you say? You really want to like this song?
No, I really like it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we cleared that up.
I'm not going to sing it though for you. I'm going to let Wendy do it.
Okay.
But when I'm at home, I will sing it.
Okay.
That's good.
I'm done. She's really, really good.
Yeah, that is really good. And that's interesting now that Carol said that was the one that surprised her. So, I mean, we weren't as fans very prepared for her because we don't know a lot, and she didn't come on the show or anything. She hasn't been talking about it much in interviews or anything. So it's good to see some of that and see how she did.
Well, hey, she and Tarot, what's her first name? Sorry. Drummer. Anyway,
Elise.
lovely lady.
Elise.
Yeah, Elise did not come on our show, but they might come on after the tour.
That's right. Yeah, Elise was busy doing some stuff. No big deal. All right, so I got one more Todd video, and then I don't think she's gonna make it back in. So we'll play this, and then
Kari, keep trying.
Come on, you were in. I think it's slow internet, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is another Todd clip for you.
Any day now, I will hear you say goodbye, and you will go away, letting the world beautiful where you belong. Yeah. Any day now, I will go. Any day now.
Nice video. Nice wide shot there.
That's going to be a good show. Can't wait to see it. Coming up, what, in a week? Less than a week? Something like that.
The Akron
Yeah.
show? Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
8 days, 9 days, something like that is coming up. So, and this is going to get tighter as they go along. Not that I've seen anything wrong with any of these videos I've looked at so far, but if there was some kind of sound issue like Carol was talking about, they'll fix that. They, they'll get everything, all the kinks worked out.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be smooth running machine by this coming weekend, if not before then. These guys are such pros. I mean, did that band not sound like they're just, hey, this band's been around for 10 years?
Oh, yeah. And Rob was having a good time. Well, he knows how to get them going because that's kind of what he did for a long time. All right. You know who this cat is right here?
I do.
Yeah.
We got him on the show.
That's
Tonight.
right. Let me get rid of this banner before we move on. All right. That's our boy, Georgie. What's up? And the Todd Healing Choir, the Healing Choir back in 2011, Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yes. And then Stranahan Theater in Toledo. We got 2 shows. We were
Todd
live.
Lido.
Okay, yeah.
The Todd Lido. That's right.
Yeah. Todd Lido. Hey, you two. It's so nice to see you again. It's been a while. It's been
Been a
quite
minute.
a while.
It doesn't feel like it, though, but
Yeah. Well, you guys don't seem to age. I think you're doing okay. You're doing all right.
thank you. Oh, my goodness.
Good camera work.
The vapors.
Yeah, that's right. It's on.
Do you happen
All
to know that last song that we were showing, Todd was doing Any Day Now?
Yeah.
Was that Teddy Pendergrass? Who was that?
I think it's older than that.
Oh, really?
I think, wasn't that song originally by a country singer?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Wasn't that who I was thinking of?
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. Now I got to look it up because I didn't know it was a bird song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know either. I'm learning as I go here as well.
We're going to learn a lot about Burt Bacharach on this tour and have to jog our memory and Google things. To see
Well,
what-
my partner Heather has been investigating and checking out the songbook, and we've been talking about that stuff as well. But I mean, the Burt Bacharach songbook is part of our culture, our psyche.
Right.
I mean, as not only a songwriting, but chord structures, vocals, melodies. You can see the connection with so many artists out there with Burt's music, the chords, especially Carole King, Todd, Daryl. I mean, there's just something about it.
Okay,
I've always been attracted to that.
So Todd has spoken about that in interviews. I'm no musician, so when you talk about chord changes, I kind of get it. But can you, as a musician,
That's easy for you to say.
yeah, do you actually hear that he ripped off Burt Bacharach a couple times?
Well, I could see certain elements about why somebody would say that. I'm going over here. I'm not ignoring you. I'm hitting a few chords here. Okay, so there's a kind of structure that Carole King would and Todd used, and many others. They used a lot of major and minor seventh chords. Like a major seventh chord is kind of like this. Can you hear that? I don't know how that sounds to you.
Very great.
And then minor sevens, where like the Philly soul kind of thing, where Like Hello, It's Me, right? So, Carole King, I'm using this is an organ sound. I didn't have a piano thing psyched up here.
I got it.
Now I'm using this organ, which is technically a Leslie B3 organ with a rotating speaker, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be talking about this in my little retrospective and technical examination of Todd's music and keyboards. So there are things about Todd's music that they have these big, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not saying that he told me this, but observing like a professor or an educator or simply as a musician, there are certain things about Todd's music that always attracted me from the very beginning. And I would call it like a realm of dissonance, where dissonance, you don't have to be a musician, folks. It's like two notes that are right next door to each other. And if you hear them by themselves, they would maybe even clash like this. Here's one note right next door. Okay. This is why I'm sharing this with you, is because there's an element in Todd's music that has that. There are the Burt Bacharach chords, but Todd he adds these dissonant notes, and that makes the chord completely change. Example. There's this carnival kind of thing going on, right? And if we take the chord apart, he'll do something like this. He'll take the major 7 and he'll add this one note that's dissonant. Recognize that?
Yeah, you haven't lost us yet.
Like that without the dissonance. It wouldn't even sound like that without that dissonant note. It would sound like this. Now adding the dissonant note.
And you think that Bert kind of wrote like that, whether it was
Bert totally ripped off Todd. What are you talking about?
I love that.
No, I don't say that. That's not what I'm saying. Bert, it's like the seeds of that element of music, and with those chords. Those chords they're such a part of our psyche. Most people, you don't have to be a musician, but you can anticipate like how the song is going to go because of that. Now, let me get another sound here for you, folks.
By the way, Johnny Millsap did the song.
Yeah, I saw that. And
thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Whoever said that, thank you.
Blanked out on that.
Diana Russo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
anyway, we need to explain why we're having you on the show. I think we left that out, Doug.
We skipped it, didn't we?
Yeah, we skipped that.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Why
Doug,
am I here? Really?
why are we having
bad?
George?
I mean, really, you need that much help? Well,
we just needed to fill some time. No, really. George is going to present something like what he's doing right now in Akron at our group hotel, which is the Courtyard Marriott downtown. Our first time being there. We're very excited about it. As George can attest, because he talked to him as well, they have been fabulous. They're just great with us.
Oh, yeah. Very accommodating. Yeah. Good job. I mean, you really, definitely. What I'll be doing, okay, well, first of all, I've had a lot of experience touring with him as an opening act. I'll be, in my presentation, I'll be discussing a little, I'll call it Todd lore or folklore about how I came to meet him. And it's an interesting story. I'll spend a little time on that. I was on a tour in '88, the Vote for Me tour. I was opening for him at the Newport Theater. How I got that job is like a magical miracle story. And I will talk about that at the seminar or at the presentation. Also, I worked at in '95 during the Individualist tour as an opening act. I had a band, and I'm from the Cleveland area, a proud Clevelander, and so we played at a couple shows, Nautica in Canton. Along the line later, 2009, I was on tour. I played in Chicago with him. This was during the arena tour as a solo. And then an opportunity comes about where I'm a professor at Hocking College, which is a community college down in Southeast Ohio, and worked it out where I was able to coordinate the efforts to get our choir on the road with Todd Rundgren during the Healing Todd tour. And I got them internship credit, all those who went on the road, and the school was totally on board. The dean, I believe she's still there. Her name was Mariah Short, and she was all on board. This was
They worked hard. They worked hard, and it showed.
Mhm.
It really did.
It was a wonderful thing, and and not only that, but the college matched the money on this. In other words, Todd and Michelle, or the tour, they funded all the choirs, and these students became rock stars. We didn't have a real sports team, I guess, per se, but our music department was like was spinning, man. It was just awesome. We auditioned many people for about 16 positions and 3 faculty members. We all taught the students the parts, and the Healing album is like very complex and beautiful, and that is probably one of the defining albums in my life. I used to listen to that. I wore them out. I bought many of them because I had my big Radio Shack headphones, and that was in '81. I graduated from Normandy High School in Parma, and I listened to that album, and it was a breakthrough. I was listening to his music before that time, but when I heard the Healing album, I heard all the keyboards, the synthesizers. He made them sound organic and warm. Specifically an instrument called a Prophet 5. I'll be discussing that in the retrospective. But it was like I learned about production just by listening to that album, in the sense of listening to vocals, vocal placement, instrument placement, drum machines, everything, tone, and depth. And next thing you know, that's 81, right? And then 2011, I get to go on tour with my students performing the music of that album. That was like
good story.
Yeah, that's really great. And he and Michelle are very gracious and kind, and it was wonderful experience. And I'm still in touch with my students. They call me for recommendations or advice, or I still speak to a few of those students who went on the tour. And
all right, so in Akron,
yes,
in Akron, you got people that don't know anything about anything that you're talking about.
I hear you.
Give me an example of something.
But I'm learning. This is great. This is great.
Thank you. Good. Yeah.
Give me an example of something you might show us for people who don't really know
that, buddy.
Something.
Yeah. So I have to stress this. I'm designing this, and I'm still putting some production on this. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm designing it so it's not just for people that are musicians. I think that would kind of limit, the audience. I want this. I believe that you don't have to be a musician. This is just a kind of fun, in-depth look at some of the toys, or we call them tools or whatever, that Todd used. Now, if you are a musician and you're into production and engineering, or you're a keyboard player, this is geek stuff that probably will turn you on. But in that respect, but it's I don't know. So let me give you an example here. I'll do the best I can since we're just using a microphone. So let's play this song here. Okay. For those of you who don't know it, that's Todd Rundgren. But this is an instrumental song called Breathless. It was on the Something Anything album. Now, why I'm playing this is because this was, as far as I know, and all the research and speaking to him, this was the first album that he actually used a synthesizer, an instrument that you use waveforms to create sounds that you hear. And in this case, let's play this a little bit more. I want you to listen to the bass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show them that synthesizer up on the screen, and I'm going to demonstrate the sound. and I'm going to go through and pick apart the songs and show the people not only what I'll give them some information about the synths, but not too complex. But I'll share with them as a keyboard player and also my experience working with him on and off, what I've learned. And I don't know if this is for everybody. I don't know if anybody will even want to see this. I don't blame you if you don't. But we're going to be in the smaller theater portion of the hotel. If we need more seats, there's 20 seats, but they have room for more. And I'll be having a screen on the back wall behind me, 200 inches. I'll be showing photographs of Todd. I'll be showing photographs of the instruments in live situations. Let's look at another one here. Stand by.
We got somebody in the chat room, Kyle, saying that the VCS3 was on Runt, the ballad.
Yes. Oh, okay. That may be true. I didn't really hear it there and on that album, but
That's a great album.
ask that person to mention the song because
Yeah,
I'll
what song,
revisit
Kyle?
that. Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Kyle,
He'll
bring
be
it.
in Akron. Y'all can debate in Akron about it.
Yeah,
He'll be there.
No, I
stay
realize
focused.
that there are going to be people that are going to be scrutinizing. It's going to be, I'm going to look at it like it's a Star Trek convention in a way.
Yes.
Because it's going to be like Captain Kirk, when you were fighting the Gorn, when he threw you against the rocks, was that a stunt double or was that synthetic rocks? I mean, I'm expecting all of it. And I guarantee you that I am going to miss some things. I can't possibly cover every little artifact of sound and, over it's what, plus 60 albums total.
You're fired.
Okay. So I appreciate the scrutiny. I'm sure it's just the beginning.
You've met these people.
But I'm a
before.
Welcome to
keyboard
our
player.
world.
I'm a geek about this stuff because I'm a keyboard player. I've been earning and making money in music for 45 years. So this is my jam, man, the keyboards. Okay. Okay. Now, this, I don't know how well you can see this screen here, but this is a clavinet, okay? A clavinet is a instrument created by Hohner. They made many instruments, but including harmonicas. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a version of a clavinet. Oh, a little louder. Now I don't have the exact effects on it. I don't know how it sounds to you guys through a microphone, but it'll be through a system and you'll be able to hear it. And I'm going to very, very meticulous about recreating the sounds. This particular instrument, though, was used by many, many other musicians, including Stevie Wonder.
Got it. Yeah.
Michael McDonald, and a guy named Greg Fillinganes, who played the clavinet part in I Keep Forgetting. Commodores. This instrument is all over the music business. And at the time Todd was using it, quite frankly, he didn't have that many tools. I mean, he had a few, which would include piano, obviously, the VCS synth that gentleman was speaking of, clavinet, organ. And then as time goes on, the instrument lists and the inventions start increasing, and then you could hear it through the albums. Now I'm going to go through many of the albums, not every one. I'm trying to keep this down to an hour. Yeah. Okay. Cause my students get fidgety at I get fidgety at 40 minutes. I generally attention span, to be honest with you.
That's a long time for a student.
Yeah, it is. But if they're interested in it, it's a different story. Then they can't get enough. Can we still be friends? Now, here's the thing about Todd with detuning. I'm not going to give too much away here, but you're going to hear something like, I'm going to play a note and you're going to hear it go in and out of tune. Okay? Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Well, let me turn that up. Excuse me. Stand by. Hear that? Mm-hmm. It's like it starts nice and then, right?
Yep. How does he even think of these things? It's
I know. And
crazy.
I did ask him about this particular part. It's Can We Still Be Friends? It's the polyphonic synth part on the right speaker. And it's my white whale. I've been trying to reproduce that sound just because I want to do it for decades. I finally nailed it. It doesn't sound like it maybe here on the mic, but I'm gratified that I can do that. And then I'm also going to get into a little bit, obviously the Utopia stuff and the early days with Moogie
Cool.
and Ralph. I'm not going to really be getting into that so much, but the reasons why is because that said, I'm looking at like Something Anything more at the Todd albums, but I am getting a little bit into the Utopia stuff. For example, you may remember the Back to the Bars tour, and there's actually still some footage. It's not the best quality of doing that Back to the Bar show at the Cleveland Agora. Okay, that's an iconic show here. And so I'll be getting into like some of the equipment Roger was using with Utopia. And Todd and Roger, when the Initiation and Faithful were coming out, they were using this keyboard called an RMI computer keyboard or computer synthesizer. Okay. Oh. It's got all those qualities of that detuning and flanging and stuff like that. I'm going to get into these technical details about like how waveforms shift and change in pitch. And again, I know that sounds really geeky because it is, but that being said, it is this is a study and a retrospective of the guy's music. And so I don't know if there's anybody else. Maybe there's other people that would want to do this. I don't know, but I can do it.
So
and
George,
I'm going to be doing
Oh
that.
yeah, I think so. I think you've
It's
been
at
a very
3
good.
o'clock. 3 o'clock.
we got
on.
3
You've been
o'clock.
a-
Okay, on the 31st. So
on
we've got
Monday. Yeah. the
we've got
31st.
people in the chat room excited about it, saying you're probably going to need more than 20 seats. But you're giving away too much, man. If they want to see it, they got to come to Akron.
Okay, I don't want to give
That's
away
how we
too much,
roll.
but I've got a lot of content. Rest assured.
I can
We can
tell.
tell.
Okay, and I'm going to have real keyboards here to demonstrate. I don't know if you can see my buddies over here, but this is a Moog
Nice.
and an ARP Odyssey, which it's been used on a few of the songs.
All right. Maybe we'll videotape this thing too and show it on.
I was just
Facebook.
thinking that, Doug. I think maybe we
Oh,
need
that's
to.
nice.
No guarantees. You got to come to Akron.
Yeah. Please come and see me. I'd love to meet you. And the retrospective is about an hour long. I'll try to make it shorter than that if it's possible. And then I'll be taking questions from anybody. You don't have to stay there, but those who may have some other geek-like questions to Captain Kirk, I will be there to volley those questions, and
Right,
we
man.
could maybe
Sounds
make
good.
some friends.
All right, cool.
I think you're gonna need a sandwich or something because we got a bunch of geekies in the group.
Yeah,
So
you think?
and I'm gonna count myself in there because you've convinced me tonight. So.
Well,
There you go. Look at that. What a salesman.
Yeah,
All right.
it'll
So
be really nice to
3/31,
see.
March 31st, 3 o'clock. We're going to be giving out laminates around that time too to get you. Before you get into
we're
this.
trying to kill two
combine.
birds here.
Yep.
Want to get those help Doug out because he doesn't want to chase. I don't think he would want to chase everybody around. You could find Doug in the
I'd
hotel.
love for you to come get your laminate. Go watch the show.
Let's
But
keep
if
it
you don't,
low
I'll find
maintenance.
you. Yeah, we'll find you.
Of course.
But the more we can get rid of before the party, the better, because we like to party too. All right,
Yes.
George, we appreciate it.
Thank
We'll see
you.
you in Akron, buddy.
I'm on Facebook, everybody. You can find me there. I'd like to make new friends. And you guys, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks. See you
All
soon.
right. George Hertzl, everybody, 3/31, 3 o'clock in the
Akron.
Courtyard by Marriott. We will be sending out an email with the full schedule and everything, and you won't miss it. If you want to see it, we'll tell you what room it's in. You've got two choices: the jam room, which is the meeting room, or maybe this theater. If you come to the jam room looking for it and it's not there, we'll tell you to go to the theater and vice versa. So we'll probably be at the jam room trying to get everybody to come get their laminates, and then we'll have George do his thing. And we got other entertainment. We got Joel's Jams, of course, at his house. We got people we'll be able to jam in the jam room when we have time, late nighters.
Ooh.
All kind of good stuff. So Freak Parade, of course. All right. So Cruiser Mount, I did want to mention, if she couldn't get in, you were calling her Carrie, right? What do you call her?
Well, I was calling her Kari. It's spelled K-A-R-A-I. Sorry,
Carrie,
K-A-R. I
Kari.
don't know. Sorry, it just wasn't working.
If
I
she would have
wonder
been
if
on, we could ask her. Yeah,
she
I've
may
met
have
her.
been
Yeah.
may have been using a different browser or something. And let me think
Yeah.
what I was going to. Oh, I was going to ask her about.
I've got some stuff right here, Cruiser Mouth.
Well, did she
She
bring?
texted me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I
Is
think
that
she's just
everything
trying
I
to
need
figure
to
out her
know?
name. Yeah, we'll tell you right now.
Okay. Well, the question was going to be about either or. The special guests that appeared last night, and the
Oh
tour
yeah.
people, Scroat and Rob, have told us that they're going to bring in special guests for
Yeah.
any or all of these shows. And last night, Colin Hay from Men at Work and somebody named Lady Bird, and I wanted to find out what that was all about, because that looked like a duet and it looked a little bit like a hoot. Do you know any of that, Doug, or did she answer that in her
Well, I
text?
did see a video of Colin Hay and the other lady whose name escapes me. I think they did songs that are a song that won't be in part of the rest of the tour, is my guess.
Yeah, I think it was with Elise, I think.
No, it was another lady that came in, and I apologize, I don't know her name because she's, I think, kind of a big deal. But all right, so this is what she said.
I'm just curious. I mean, because obviously someone, if they live near or on the West Coast, they're not going to appear suddenly at a show in Florida or something.
Yeah.
So it'll be a whole different ball game. But
All right. So she said TR's voice was beautiful, moving, especially God Give Me Strength. Fun with What's New Pussycat and Raindrops. Got some Todd Shuffle.
oh, okay.
Lovely duet with Kaz. Kaz was phenomenal. We've heard this. All right. Wendy, fantastic voice. Elise, the drummer, surprised us too with her great vocals. Musicians were superb. So another good report. I don't think everything we've heard, other than some basic show issues, has been very positive.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really going to be good. What did Laura say? It's a very classy show, and maybe that's a better way of
Very
saying
adult.
that. Yeah, that's but I was going to say that's a better way of saying how I said I felt like a grown up thinking about watching this. So classy.
Well, Monica Eakin and Nancy Sackmore have suggested everybody dress up in Akron. So, last time we did that really seriously was the orchestra shows in Rockford, Illinois. I thought it went over very well, so I'm going to consider it.
I'm considering it, and this is only about the Akron show, but I think it's a great idea. So if anyone else watching this program is going to be attending any of the shows, I really think it's a cute idea now, especially that we know that Todd does do What's New Pussycat in the show. Susie Richardson has suggested, the girls wearing little pussycat ears. So I had to dig through a box yesterday and I found 2 pairs. So
that'll be good, but nothing will ever top Amy Reynolds and them with the big ears for listen to
big giant ears.
That's so good. All right. So everybody dress up if you want. And if you want to dress up at a different concert other than Akron, we have a pre-show meetup page on Facebook where you can go talk about whatever show you're going to. If you got a restaurant, bar, church, wherever you want to meet up before the show, you can go post it on there and meet with other Todd fans. So this tour is, I think, going to make some more waves than people thought. You're going to have FOMO if you don't go.
I think it is going to well, Doug, actually, on the down low, you've been posting, because I know you get out there and surf other venues, because we're in competition. And you've posted how, I think, was it for tonight's show in Los Angeles, they had pit front row, second row, pretty
regular
affordable.
price. Keswick still has some. Keswick had 5 front row. for regular price. The wheelchair tonight had some. You know, some of those VIPs will open up if they don't sell them, you know, a couple weeks or so before. I would keep checking if you want to upgrade or if you haven't got a seat yet and you want to be close. Not everybody does, but if you do, that will happen.
Even Carol said it tonight that especially for tonight's show, which doesn't start for another couple hours in Los
Yeah.
Angeles at the Will Turn, that venue will open them up at the last minute. If
You
they
guys
have,
will have some live feed tonight from John Schiefer and probably some other people in LA if you want to keep being spoiled on Facebook and Instagram, I'm sure. So yeah, good stuff. Well, Mel, I don't know if we're going to talk again on this show before Akron. So just real quick, everybody, we will send an email out with a schedule of events. When you get there, there'll be a schedule of events. You don't need to bring a ticket for the party. It'll be your laminate. And George will be putting on his show. We'll make sure you get to that if you want to go. Joel's Jams is happening. We got a lot of stuff going on. And then we have a Boston party April the 8th.
on the 8th.
Cambridge, technically, which is Boston. Lizard Lounge, the return.
RundgrenRadio.tix.com.
Bonnie
For
Diver
any of
says
that.
Pittsburgh has lower prices now.
See? I mean, I find that kind of unfortunate for this tour because I don't know, you know, the youth these days, they just don't get it and they're wrong. This is going to be a wonderful night of entertainment. And if they're coming to your town or if they're coming to the town next door, hey, Cleveland, we're talking to you.
Yeah.
Check it out. I think you'll like it.
Good deal. Let me see if there's one I didn't show today. I think I got all of them.
Oh, bummer. You
Yeah.
know, there was one, I can't remember who put it up. It was so good. And it was like 3 songs. It was Chasm doing the Herb Alpert song, This Guy's in Love. And then it was Tori with one of your Carpenter songs. And then I think it was Wendy. And you didn't clip that one, did ya?
No, I saw Tori sing a song in a Carpenter song. I did see one video, but Facebook Live stuff I can't really grab. I mean, I probably could.
No, that would have been Schiefer then. Never mind.
Yeah, I like the YouTube action. All right. So I'll finish out though. I really do. It's kind of different, you know, than what I expected for sure. I think everybody else probably too, but I'm digging this. Todd doing What the World Was Now. So we're gonna finish that way, everybody. We'll see you in Akron, Ohio. Hopefully, if not, make a show somewhere, and maybe we'll see you in Boston too, or there. It's all good. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you avoided it if you didn't want to hear spoilers because we got plenty of them.
Bye, Doug.
When that